more than the second week in a row, but we're back right away again. From here on out, the plan for scheduling is going to be every other week just because news is going to slow down. We can only assume. We have a bunch of different off-season topics that we'll jump into. We'll have shows on different free agency stuff, different team needs, draft picks, draft targets, all of the above, salary cap stuff. Today, obviously, the big news with the Packers is Matt LaFleur and Gutekunst were extended. Jeff Hafley, new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. So now the Packers are leading a defensive coordinator search yet again. And Matt LaFleur is safe, and he's the one who gets to help lead the charge in picking his DC, as he has done now for will this be the fourth time, technically?
Yeah.
Barry, Pettin, and Hafley?
Yeah. Yep.
Imagine that. Look at that. What a successful tenure. All of them hired away, of course, because they're just so successful. Second Packers DC to go to Miami. People aren't talking about that.
Yeah, true.
Because Joe Barry's been thriving down there. He's been so good.
It's
they'll keep him on staff.
It's a Green Bay to Miami pipeline, right? Joe Philbin went to Miami too after.
True. That's very true. I feel like there's got to be another one, but I don't know it.
So
with fullbacks down there.
Yeah. With Miami GM, the Packers VP, they hire Hafley to coach. Feels like a landing spot for Malik Willis, right?
It definitely does. Obviously, it sounds like they're going to eat Tua's contract.
Right.
I can't imagine they're able to trade it. So they'll eat it. They'll be looking for a cheap quarterback. And Malik Willis, I think, deserves a multi-year deal, but I'm guessing he's going to sign a 1-year prove it.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. We saw a couple of games, but really do it for a whole season.
Yeah. I feel like he's there, or he feels like a Steelers quarterback too.
True.
One or the other. Maybe Miami trades for Kyler Murray. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Hafley certainly has his hands full. He takes over a defense that wasn't terrible down there, to be completely honest, though. Rasul Douglas there's another pipeline.
There you go.
Took a trip to Buffalo first.
That defense really came alive. Not alive, but much better at the second half of the year.
Yeah, not a bad defense. Obviously, you got Fitzpatrick and Chubb to work with down there. Jordan Brooks. A lot of good players. A lot of really good players.
This is just football talk, sorry, but Mike McDaniel, think what you want about him, but him going to the Chargers, that feels like Herbert takes a lot less hits. Gets the ball up quick.
That and Amari and Hampton's going to be running.
True.
I think that's going to be good. I think the Harbaugh McDaniel chemistry is going to be fun.
Yeah. That's quite the dynamic. That feels like two very different personalities.
Yes. Harbaugh's going to be fascinated with him.
Agreed. And I think McDaniel's going to be fascinated by Harbaugh too.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I think it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's there. Hafley's down there taking over. Can only assume the worst for him because of, I don't think he's that good of a coach.
Yeah, I don't. Right, but it's hard to not say that you don't like Hafley after seeing a horrible Packers defense for 15 years, and finally you get something with the new quarterback. Whether he did that or not, it was at least something.
Yeah. I will say the defense was terrible down the stretch, and is that someone needs to get blamed for that? No one's getting blamed for it.
Can I put a blame on? That's probably not the right blame, but it probably is Hafley. But I'm just gonna blame it on not having Micah Parsons.
Sure, but if your defense is wrapped up in one person, that's not good. Who would be to blame that?
Rashawn Gary.
Rashawn Gary's a fucking useless, illiterate, dumb
Rashawn Gary, Keyshawn Nixon, right there. Easy blames.
Okay, but let's use our brain a little bit. Let's critical think. Why are they to blame? Why are they there? Brian
Gutekunst.
Thank you. I think he's probably mostly to blame. We keep blaming everything. Micah Parsons gets hurt. They were winning when he was hurt. They go 0-4. They have a total of 4 sacks down the stretch. 4 games, 4 sacks.
Yep.
Defensive coordinator needs to scheme better, needs to be able to get after the passer better, especially given the teams they played against. Personnel, not very good. Other than Micah Parsons, he covered up a lot of hurt. Obviously, the cornerbacks, arguably the worst in the NFL. We talked about that preseason. Nothing changed in season. Now we are off season, and nothing has changed there. But then no one else could get after the passer. That's why we traded for Micah Parsons, right? So,
yep.
I don't know. No one's getting blamed for the defense down the stretch. Luckily, we got the special team scapegoat yet again. And we're going to roll into next year with people hating special teams, defense letting us down in big spots, and an offense led by Matt LaFleur. So Matt LaFleur is back. Not just back. Matt LaFleur is extended. Brian Gutekunst is extended. And before the season, Ed Policy takes over as the new president. He said he's not going to extend Matt LaFleur and Gutekunst yet. Going into the final 2 years on their deal. Next year would have been the final year on their deals. And he said he wanted to see something. The fact that he gets to the end of this year and extends both of them says that he saw something, right?
Theoretically.
I would like to, theoretically. So what was it that the Packers accomplished that made us so gung-ho to extend them before they went into a contract year? What would that be?
We almost beat the Bears twice.
That's pretty good. That's not bad.
That would have been an improvement.
Yeah. Got an extra shot to do so. 7 seed. We
made the playoffs.
Nothing's better than repeating the same success, for sure.
Yep.
For sure. So, I just don't understand it. I feel like Ed Policy is a major pussy. He made the entire situation I learned from my dad. So, I've learned to be able to make a big decision and sleep with it. Was this your big decision, bud? What'd you do?
It feels like his mind was made up as soon as he took over.
I think so too. People forget that he's been here.
Yeah.
It's not like it was an outside hire who's coming in to shake it up.
And also it's
another Ted Thompson, it's another Mark Murphy.
Yeah, it's not like he's like a 21-year-old coming in. This is his first big job.
No, but it's the first time he had an actual say, you would think. He is still acting on behalf of the board, which is the same board, right?
Correct. How do you get on the board?
Got to have enough coupons, little Chuck E. Cheese dollars called Packers stock.
What's his name is going to be there soon. Tom Grossi's going to be on that board soon for some reason.
I'm going to get on that board.
Probably. Maybe. I bet it pays very, very well.
It's probably volunteer, to be honest.
I don't think so. I know how these things operate. These people are getting... It's all public. We can go find out. But I'm going to guess that they are getting paid very good money to do very little work and invest money back into, real estate, hotels that are getting used one time and stuff like that. Good stuff.
Now, if you guys would like, I was listening to the radio today, and John Kuhn, which I love, so it pains me to say this, and one of the guys on ESPN Milwaukee maybe said two of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And I just thought it would be funny to bring up to see your guys' reactions. One was LaFleur is 37-30-1 over the last 4 years. Well, Zach Taylor's 36-30. Why is nobody talking about his job? And,
a lot of people are.
Jason.
Yeah, I've been talking about it for a while.
Jason Wilde shut it down in such a fucking funny way. He said, it's simple. Nobody cares about Zach Taylor, the Cincinnati Bengals. And he is absolutely correct. Also, we're comparing Titletown to the Bengals, but beside the point. And then John Kuhn was talking I flipped the channel after hearing that because I'm like, this is stupid. It can't get worse. And then John Kuhn said something along the lines of, Quay Walker should be extended. He was pretty good this year. And even if he wasn't, who's going to replace him? It's not always like Green on the other side. And I said, buddy, Are we serious right now? Are we talking about the same Quay Walker right now? Dude, how many times did you get hit in the head, man? This cannot be a thing. Every time the Packers play zone, just throw it to where Quay Walker's zone is. Every time it'll be a completion. I don't get it.
Well, people are using that same excuse for everything except for one very obvious spot. Like with Matt LaFleur, that was the exact same argument too. Who are you going to replace him with that's better? And I can give you a big list. Brian Gutekunst, same thing. Who are you going to replace him with that's better? Maybe outside hire. I don't know. I understand there's no one you groomed for the position within the building. Maybe if you want to shake things up and change things, you do an outside hire. Who knows? Maybe you bring back somebody who was in the building, has a different perspective now. Who knows? Elliot Wolf would be great. But
Doing well in New
everything.
England. New England?
Yeah.
Houston.
Houston?
I thought it was New England.
I also thought he was New England.
I think he bounced back and forth. Is he back to New England?
I think
he
so.
is.
Okay. But regardless, Jordan Love, same thing. Who are you going to replace him with? Offensive line stuff, other coaches. Not special teams coach. It's never but who are you going to replace him with? It's anybody's better than the fucking guy we got. And do we just think that we're very, very bad at hiring special teams coaches? And even if that is true, which I don't think that's true, even if that's true, why aren't we blaming the people hiring?
Yeah.
Like, no, there's no blame being pointed at the right people ever. But for one, it's personnel. The people that they're coaching stink. And you got to make the correct decisions to bring personnel in. But regardless, if you think Mo Drayton was terrible, if you think Bisaccia was terrible, if you think the person before that, I can't remember even who that was, is terrible, someone's hiring them. And maybe they should be held accountable too.
Exactly. I don't know if it was 100% certain, but I did see somebody say that the gunner on the Houston Texans who downed the punt at the 4 made a really good play. I think he was a former Packer that we cut. I haven't confirmed or denied that, but it could be legitimate. But to your point, what's that famous quote? Like, sometimes the most obvious, the easiest answer is just the answer. Like, I've said that all the time. Like, Rich Bisaccia, again, this is a head coach, but his team was very close to beating the Bengals on the road when they played the Bengals. We think he's just going to be a dog shit special teams coordinator. Like, something gives there. What's more likely?
Yeah.
I will say, with people saying Rich Bisaccia sucks at special teams coordinating or whatever you want to say, he's a bad coach. I mean, Daniel Whelan just had like a top 5 punting season of all time that nobody's like talking about.
Right. He was incredible. Different special teams rules, I think, kind of hurt the punters a little bit this year too. But yeah, he was very good. I mean, I don't know what you do to coach a kicker. If they're in a slump, what do you do? I don't know what you do.
That's what I'm saying. The craziest, you can talk about him with returns and that shit. Dude, how are we blaming Bisaccia for McManus shanking a kick? I mean, what is he supposed to do? Tell him to kick it better?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. We had 2 kickers. I mean, we set a franchise record for kicking this year too.
Yeah.
Distance. Got rid of them. But I don't know. We've employed 2 kickers this year for a record, I don't know, 5 years in a row, I think. I don't understand why he is to blame, but also he's also running the show with Green Bay. Like, he's the one running practices. He's the one doing all that shit because Matt LaFleur is not a real head coach. He's also assistant head coach because he's running so much shit because LaFleur doesn't know what he's doing. So if LaFleur doesn't want to fire that guy,
right?
Then there's more shit on his back.
So I think that kind of brings to a bigger point, right? Of, like, we've talked about it and people know this, like, that Packers draft guys to put them in and basically play 2 positions, right? You draft Demarius Randall to play, safety and corner. You draft these tweeners who play linebacker. Kind of feels like that's what's going on with coaches too, right? With Bisaccia, instead of just focusing on special teams, he's becoming a head coach. With Matt LaFleur, instead of just being a play caller, he has to deal with the head coaching stuff that it's obvious he's not prepared for, right? So again, it's an organizational thing where it's like, let's just get one guy to do 2 jobs. When, I don't know, you look at any other place, of course I'm going to say this, and Bill Belichick is there as head coach and GM, who might be the best head coach ever and might be the best GM ever. But that's an outlier, right? But having the guys focus on one thing does a lot more than having guys juggle 2 things.
I agree, except for I don't know what Stenovich does. He would be the outlier on the Packers staff. Does he show up? I don't even know if he's there.
Yep.
I mean, I saw an article today because I was just reading, like, who do some people think are the top candidates for head coaching jobs or offensive coordinator jobs. Someone wrote up Stenovich.
That's crazy.
Because, like, he is the offensive coordinator for one of the best offenses yet again. Like, boy, there's so many things wrong in that sentence. Yet I was surprised that they found who the offensive coordinator is.
That's what I'm saying.
That's good research, kind of, I guess. But, boy, if he got hired on to be a head coach somewhere, that would be incredible. That would be something. Yeah, I don't know. Packers coaching staff, I think, it needs to get shaken up a little bit. It's going to, because we're hiring a new defensive coordinator. And now We got names. We got essentially 5 names that the Packers are for sure going to interview. 2 of them are already on the staff. 3 of them they're bringing in to interview. Before we get into those names, because of LaFleur, because of the way the staff is right now, I mean, I think there's 2 very big things the next defensive coordinator needs to have. I think they need to have a lot of experience, in my personal opinion. Like, I think they need to be preferably head coach experience. Because
I know where this is going.
Do you? I mean, I think I have a big list of people I like. I think there's one guy I really like, but there's a lot of people that could fill this job. But I think they need to have a lot of experience. I think they need to be able to run the show. I think they need to be a leader, but they also need to be somebody who brings in fucking energy. It's right now. There's no energy on the staff. There's no energy within the players. There's nobody that gets fired up. There's nobody that fires up other people. We need someone to inject actual life into this team. And defensive coordinators are a role that definitely can do that. We've seen that with a lot of people. I mean, Saleh with the 49ers. Shanahan's not a rah-rah guy, right?
Right.
But we see Saleh doing a lot of that shit. We see the players taking it upon themselves to do that shit. I mean, they had that boombox jumping around dancing before, running out for warm-ups and shit. Packers don't even have like an on-field guy. Like, to be completely honest, and this is a laughable statement, on defense, it might be Keyshawn Nixon.
Yeah, Keyshawn Nixon is the closest thing that the Packers have to a psycho.
Right. And, I mean, he's not good at football.
But Keyshawn Nixon
is kind of a dickwad. And he's not a good teammate.
That's what I'm saying. He's more of a I'm going to pump myself up, not pump the team up.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand it. We don't have anybody. Like, Xavier McKinney, great player. He's just not a leader, in my opinion. He's not a rah-rah guy for sure. Micah Parsons, I don't think he's a rah-rah guy.
He's too weird of a guy.
He's too weird. And edge rusher is usually that's just not it. Like, cornerback, same thing. Not really their thing. They're kind of on an island. They're kind of in their own head. Like TJ Watt, one of the best players. Myles Garrett, one of the best players on the planet. He's not a rah-rah leader guy.
Yeah, you need the psycho inside linebackers. You need psycho strong safeties.
And it couldn't be a Cam Hayward on the inside too. Like, you can have leader. Haloti Ngata was that for the Ravens for a while too.
Milton Williams is kind of taking that role over in New England. I love Milton Williams. He's awesome.
Highest paid Patriot of all time.
Yeah, rightfully crazy. Well, maybe not rightfully so, but he is
rightfully so, man.
Yeah,
I mean, deserves every penny. He has been good. But yeah, the Packers need energy people. We'll talk about this in free agency. We'll talk about this in the draft. We need people on the actual team on the field doing that as well. But as a defensive coordinator, we need to have somebody who can just motivate.
Yeah, we need psychos.
And
need it.
Yeah. And this is why I was laughing, because the picture became crystal clear in my mind as you're saying all these things they need. God, I mean, he would take over the team, so it never worked. But Rex Ryan, man, holy shit! The Packers are not losing to the Bears. The Packers sweep the Bears if Rex Ryan is the head coach or the defense coordinator.
I agree. There's almost no world he becomes the defensive coordinator, because, like, no one would look to Matt LaFleur anymore.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying. He'd take over that team.
Yeah, this is the third or fourth time we've done this on the show. Like, we need a defensive coordinator. I think I brought up Rex Ryan all 3 times. Again, number one guy. Like, to me, that's the greatest personality in football history is Rex Ryan. He is definition of a psycho. I think he's liking his cushy job on TV and not having to be out in the cold and
Yeah, I think he's fine. I think if he ever goes back to coaching, it has to be a head job. I don't think he can go back.
I would love Rex and what's his brother's name? Rob. Yeah, on the sideline.
At every dive bar, after practice.
It'd be incredible. Yeah, Rex is so good.
It'd be incredible. Let's talk about the people they're going to interview. For sure, already announced. We know this. We can give our picks based out of that, but then we have, I assume we all have our own guys that we want to vouch for as well.
I have
other people to even think about.
I have one that's not going to happen.
Sure. Most of these,
none of them are going to happen.
Any of the guys, a majority of what we talk about is not going to happen. I guess that's kind of what narrowing candidates down is.
Well, I mean, look at our draft coverage every year. We name all these really good players, 7th rounders, 6th rounders. Like these are very, very good players. Let's just go out and draft them. We never draft them, but they end up as good players. So we can say things that are correct. It's just Packers have to make correct decisions as well. So people, let's talk about the 2 people on staff already that are getting considered. They haven't announced that they're interviewing them, but they're going to interview them. Both of them have defensive coordinator experience. I'm not sure if anyone knew we had, assistants as defensive coordinator experience, but DeMarcus Covington is the run game coordinator. You may say, wow, our run game was really, really good. Correct. Not good at all. He was with the Patriots since 2017, though. 2017 and 2024. And then that one Gerard Mayo year, he was the defensive coordinator when Mayo took over as head coach. So he will get considered for sure. And then the other one would be the passing game coordinator. That's Derek Ainsley. He was defensive coordinator for 2 years with the Titans, 1 year with the Chargers. The best defensive coordinators don't typically have short stays without a head coaching job. So that's all I'll say there. But both of them do have coordinator experience. Both of them will be considered. Both of them on staff, familiar. I imagine whoever Micah Parsons vouches for will have a leg up in this defensive coordinator search. So if one of them really stood out to him that he really likes them, certainly they will have a good shot to land it. Packers have announced 3 people they're also going to interview. One, shocking to everybody, Durante Jones. He is Minnesota's passing game coordinator. Did great this year, obviously. DB coach for a long time, honestly. Different levels, all that. He was a DB coach 1 year with the Badgers as well. So we're going to interview him. We're going to interview Jonathan Gannon, the Cardinals fired head coach. He is a guy who I think knows football, but if we're talking about bringing somebody in with energy, he would suck the energy out of the room. I will say, as much as I dislike him, I dislike the do you have that fire in your gut? Did you take the bus here today shit? Going pew, 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 talking to, I think, Rondell Moore. All that shit was stupid. I did kind of like him getting in DeMercado's face this year after DeMercado actively chose to lose the Cardinals the game against the Titans. I did like that. That's the one time he showed some fire. So I think he's capable of fire. But he spent time with the Eagles. He spent time with the Colts. I think he knows football. He's a young guy. He looks like Murph from Impractical Jokers and doesn't have much energy. So
I've never seen an episode of that show.
It's crazy.
It's pretty fun sometimes.
I see clips and I get it.
Yeah, right. It'd be fun to be on the show. That's about it.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Christian Parker. He's the Eagles DB coach. He's super young. He's 34. And he was with the Packers for 2 years under Pettin. So he's coming back. Somebody LaFleur already knows, I assume, right?
Yep.
So those are the 5 we are for sure going to have considered for the job. I am assuming none of those 5 were the one guy you guys were going to vouch for today, or am I wrong?
No. No.
Is there any? Who would make you the least upset out of those 5?
I'm still willing. I agree with you 100% on Jonathan Gannon that he doesn't bring he doesn't bring the smoke. He's not really a psycho. He's kind of a weird psycho as opposed to a crazy psycho.
He's a weirdo.
I think that he kind of got somewhat of the Matt LaFleur thing in Arizona, where really he's a defensive coordinator, right? He's an X's and O's guy. He's not a head coach. So maybe getting him back into the coordinator position helps him a little bit. But again, as someone who said that they're vouching for psychopaths, he doesn't fit that. But out of those, I like Christian Parker too. But to your point, I would rather have someone who's a seasoned guy who's been here for a while. If I had to pick one out of those, I'd say Jonathan Gannon, just because he knows how to deal with egos and stuff like that. Maybe not, but he knows X's and O's. He's a nerd. So. Yeah, he's a nerd. He's not a psycho.
Right. Trevor, is there a name out of those 5 that interest you?
I don't like Gannon either, but out of those 5, I like him the most. The interesting thing about Durante Jones, it was kind of funny hearing his name come up because I don't know why I was looking at him, but a few months ago, I was like, holy shit, this coach has been a coach for 18 years and he's been at 15 different places. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's football. Like, you go up, you move. Like, that's how it works. It was just interesting to see him. So, wish we could go for Flores, but like, that's not going to happen. Out of all the things that aren't going to happen, that's not going to happen the most. So yeah, I'd go Galen and maybe Durante, because I mean, you have a Wisconsin connection there, so that's better than nothing. So
it's interesting to think that Flores was interviewed for the head coaching job at the same time as LaFleur.
Yeah.
Like, how different were those interviews, for one? But I can only, like, Mark Murphy has to hate Brian Flores. There's no chance he would be in Green Bay. Same with Gutekunst. Like, there's no shot. For many reasons, I would say. I don't think he fits the demographic of Green Bay super well.
Nope. When he starts losing, the words would start flying. Let me tell you.
I mean, that's the case.
Come on, we're not the Utah Jazz here.
Correct. We're not the Utah Jazz. We're not the Boston Celtics, but we're up there. You know, we're in the conversation.
We are people where they buy Royce Newman jerseys. All right, so let's not act like we're all high and mighty.
I interviewed Royce Newman once.
How was it?
It's fine.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's fine. Aside from what we're already thinking with Brian Flores, Packers don't want somebody who's going to talk back either, and that's
for sure.
That's what he's going to do. You know, he's an alpha. And part of the reason we're in this situation is that we don't have any alphas, but it's also because we don't want to bring any in because job security, right? So, yeah. If I had to pick between them, I don't hate Jonathan Gannon either. Like I said, I think he knows football. He's super weird, but it's something that the players actually could rally around. And maybe that is what they need, to be completely honest. I have no idea with these like new players. If I had to pick one person, though, I think I'm at the point where I think we might as well take a shot, like a chance. So for sure. I would, like, who cares? I would take a chance on DeMarcus Covington because he got the raw end of a stick, obviously. Mayo got fired. That means he was going to be gone. But he was with them in New England for almost a decade. So, like, I just feel like he had to soak up something, right? And maybe, just maybe, if he's DC, maybe we get Steve Belichick to come up.
Hell yeah.
Why not?
Hell yeah.
I'd be willing. Why not hire Steve? Fuck it. I don't care.
You're
That'd be great. You talk about weirdo. He would be
incredible
crazy.
Weirdo.
And I think I'm not 100% sure.
Well, to be honest, Bill Belichick's a weirdo, and that people just kind of accepted as no, that's just normal for Bill. So Steve's got to have that in him.
I think so. I'm excited to see, because Steve will get a head coaching job somewhere sometime.
Is he not going to coach Carolina?
Who knows? I mean, if they don't have any success, probably not.
Fair.
But I'm excited for his first head coaching job.
Yeah.
I'll watch.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I could see him just go on a major ego trip, which would be incredible.
Be fun.
It'd be great. Okay, so we all agree those 5 probably aren't going to give the Packers the best shot overall.
I agree, and I think it's going to be one of those 5.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. But if we were to hire outside of those 5, I'm interested to see what you guys think, like what players or coaches you have. I have 9 written down, and 9 that I think I like all of them, to be completely honest, for different reasons. One of them is Brian Flores, so we'll trim that down to 8 because he's not going to get it, obviously. But he's a psychopath, one of the best defensive minds in football. He'd be great. Do you guys have any initial pitches? I don't want to steal any of yours.
I can throw one out there. And I think he interviewed, I don't know if it was for LaFleur's job or for Halfley's job, but Zach Orr at Baltimore, right?
Yep.
My only worry with that is where Baltimore is looking for a head coach. I assume he's probably going to he's probably going to interview there, and I would imagine he probably has a pretty good shot at Baltimore. But I think that'd be pretty fun, Zach Orr.
He's on my list too. He could follow Harbaugh too. Who knows?
True.
Because it sounds like Monken's going to, so maybe he does too. But he interviewed for Halfley's job. He just didn't get it.
Yep.
But
no, didn't he? Yeah, he didn't get it. I thought he turned it down to go higher thing in the Ravens. Either way, he obviously didn't get Halfley's job.
He might have turned it down. Obviously, Jim Leonard's
Yep.
going to be on my list too. He turned it down.
Yeah,
Leonard
correct.
did for sure. But or might have too. But now you have Micah Parsons to work with. You're going to have a lot more people interested in the job just because of Micah Parsons. And I mean, you have what, 6 or 7 first-round picks alongside him on the defense.
Yep.
I mean, we've invested, not
Correct.
well, but we've invested. But yeah, a lot of defensive coordinators think they can come in and coach them really well. Obviously, the Packers had success on defense this year. It was sporadic and not at the right times potentially, but they did have success. So there's going to be, it's not a unattractive job. I would think.
Agreed.
Trevor, any names interest you?
Real quick, does Zach Orr have any relation to Badger legend Chris Orr, who was like incredible for like 3 years and then kind of dropped off the face of the earth?
Love Chris Orr. I don't think so, but I'm not for sure.
We
hope so.
Love Chris Orr. I would love to have him on the podcast. But this one's it's also not going to happen because he's alpha, but he would immediately like give you the psycho. I am partial towards Jim Schwartz, Browns defense coordinator, former Lions coach. Like, again, did his time in Detroit go very well? No. But outside of Jim Caldwell and before like Dan Campbell, I don't think there's really any argument he had them at the best level they could be. They were consistent and they didn't have much. And I saw a stat, I had it in one of the articles that I wrote up. Granted, he's coached a lot of great players, but he has had at least one D tackle or D end being named to the All-Pro first team and Pro Bowl at every single place he's been. Albert Hainsworth, Ndamukong Suh, Marcel Darius, Mario Williams, Fletcher Cox, and Miles Garrett. Obviously, like some of those
pretty good players.
So that's not all him. But it clearly shows like not only can he coach, but he has worked with psychopaths. So if you want to draft psychopaths, like he's going to get him there. And he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles. Like people forget that. I forgot that. He took their defense from dog shit to better than average.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that's the reason they won a Super Bowl. So, and especially with Stefanski gone, I think their offensive coordinator is gone for the Browns as well. I saw.
They're cleaning house.
They're cleaning house, and Schwartz, like, if he's looking to get a head coach job, there's no better springboard for him, in my opinion, than this job. So I think it makes sense for both parties.
Yeah, he's on my list, and I will, spoiler alert, if we had to pick one person, he's my pick. For several reasons. I think he is at least top 2 defensive coordinator in the NFL, maybe top 3. But I think I like Vic Fangio a lot. But
Vance Joseph?
No, I don't think I hope Vance Joseph gets a head coaching job because I'd love to bet against that team.
Fair.
But Schwartz has done it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like he's turned every defense around, and he doesn't even need to turn this one around. He's so good. He's a set it and forget it type of person, if you want to consider it that way. He is an alpha. He brings in energy. He brings in a ton of experience. So he can look at some things and say, hey, no, we're cut the bullshit. We're going to change this and this and this. And then on top of all of that, I don't think he's getting seriously considered for a head coaching job now and potentially never again. And selfishly, I love that because if he is really good and thrives, we may have this guy for a long time. He's a type of person who can survive a coaching change. That's why there's a chance he goes back to Cleveland. Because if he doesn't get a head coaching job and he gets the opportunity to coach that defense again, he's probably going to do it because they're very good. Partially because he helped draft some very good people. He's helped coach some very good people. But if he comes to Green Bay and Matt LaFleur gets fired, I'm not upset Schwartz is the new head coach. But I also think has a decent chance to just stay as a coordinator. He's incredible. I would love to give him Micah Parsons and give him one day with Rashawn Gary before saying to trade him away. That'd be fun too. Be great stuff. Other names I have, might as well just start with the GOAT. We'll go with Wink Martindale. Why not?
Yeah, always. Psycho.
The only knock I'll say against Wink is we need to get somebody else to bring energy because he's not going to bring energy.
Yeah, true. I have a couple guys like that I would love, but not a lot of energy. Maybe because they're old.
Maybe. But I think he gets people to play fucking hard though. Yeah. And he's a psycho and a genius. I love him so much. He's incredible. So I would love Wink. Jim Leonard, again,
Yep.
he's already interviewed for, I think, 2 different DC jobs this cycle, and he was offered the DC job before Joe Barry and turned it down. He wanted to get more experience. He said he wasn't ready, which is one of the most insanely mature things I've ever seen anybody do, and just conscious, just knowing like, hey, looking at this group, looking at the Packers situation and knowing my situation, I'm going to fail there and probably get screwed. Now he has the opportunity to potentially get it again. He's spent time with Illinois after that. He spent time with Denver Broncos now. He's very good. He should get hired. I have a feeling he might get hired down in Dallas, but Packers should certainly offer him. Zach Orr, I said, or you guys said, Brian Flores. Sean McDermott, fuck it. He's a good DC, and he has something to prove now, and obviously head coaching experience. I think he legitimizes his coaching staff if he comes in.
Also, kind of in that boat of Jonathan Gannon and Matt LaFleur in my eyes, where maybe he was juggling a little bit too much.
Agreed.
Also, we talked about it when we did Hard Knocks, but when he wished I forget the old coach's name, happy birthday, and the coach was like, okay, didn't say thank you, just did not want to be on that call. That's an all-time clip.
That was a good Hard Knocks. That was one of the only
Marv Levy.
Good Levy, right? That's one of the only good parts of Hard Knocks, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
But
and if you want a psychopath, he drew parallels to 9/11. I mean, that's
true.
That's as crazy as it gets.
That's a good point. He's also, his players loved him in Buffalo.
Yeah.
So in terms of recruiting people to Green Bay, I think he can help do that as well, which is good. Free agents and stuff like that. So I think that would be a good one. One name that I feel like nobody's talking about anywhere, and this kind of blows my mind, is Jeff Ulbrich. He just DC in Atlanta, DC with the Jets before that. He's really, really good. And he took over as an interim coach with the Jets and did pretty well then too. Everybody who plays for him loves him. I think he's a really good, and he's an energy guy.
Yeah,
I think he would be incredible in Green Bay with this defense. I would love for him to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler alert, Raheem Morris isn't even on my list. I want nothing to do with him.
Agreed, 100%. People
think Packers are the front runner for him, and he's on the top of a lot of people's wish list. I wouldn't do it personally.
Yep, agreed.
Trevor, you feel the same?
He's a loser.
I feel like I agree. I feel like we're in the minority if we all agree here, to be honest, because everyone loves him and wants him.
Well, just because easy connection, because him and LaFleur are buddies.
Sure. And by the way, I think he's an awesome dude. I think he's
agreed.
Great person. I don't want him being a DC for my team.
Right.
Agreed. No. And the question I'd ask you, like, it's the Packers, so I think there's a realm of possibility that this is a thing. Would the Packers sign Ulbricht with the way his son, like, was with how that whole thing went? I think they'd be like, oh no, he's a risky hire after that one thing.
Maybe. I mean, I feel like the Packers look for an opportunity to not do the right thing constantly. So maybe.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
I'm trying to think of other people Packers have hired that have skeletons,
As we're on the show, the Vikings just did extend Brian Flores.
Okay, that's smart. I think Flores is going to have a hard time landing a head coaching job because of everything I've heard.
Yeah, he's an asshole.
Major.
Well, that tells me that he wasn't getting the Steelers job, because I mean, would he stay in Minnesota over the Steelers job? I don't see it.
Well, McCarthy was there today. I'm sure Steelers said, "Hey, you're not number one on the list." Regardless if they hire McCarthy or not, he's ahead of you.
Also, I got a question about the hiring process, more specifically the Rooney Rule. I think I saw that they're hiring for, I don't remember head coach or offense coordinator, but the Browns are hiring. And because McDaniel is a minority and he pulled out, they don't have enough people for the second round. So they're obviously going to bring in people to fulfill the Rooney Rule, but they're in the second round, so they know they're not going to get the job. So if they don't get, in a hypothetical world where they can't get a minority to interview, what would they lose? Like, what's the punishment?
I think you can get punished draft pick and for some money. So someone got fired. I think Patriots got fined money with the Vrabel hiring process.
Again, losing draft picks, I guess, is a detriment to the team, but that's more of a detriment to the guys that are trying to make a team.
Right.
Yeah.
100%. And I'm not sure if the Rooney Rule applies to coordinator or not.
Yeah, I have no clue. I just saw it, but I was like, that's crazy. Because if you're the NFL, you can't wield a big stick either when like he said no to the interview after agreeing. But it is very funny that like somebody left, so you're not in compliance anymore.
Right. And I mean, let's be completely honest. The Rooney Rule is for appearance, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like the NFL is like, no, please. They're fine being like, okay, you tried. Let's move on. Let's move on as fast as possible.
It's a great meaning rule, but it just doesn't work. Like when you can just bring any minority in ever and you don't have to actually consider them, like it just okay.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. Ulbrich, Schwartz, and then I have two more. I have Gerard Mayo, who I feel like no one's talking about still.
He's on my list.
He got screwed in New England. He's great. And, you know, if he comes in, I would assume that Packers would then keep Covington still after coaching alongside him. Not that I think Covington's somebody Packers need to retain, but certainly having some familiarity is good. But I think Gerard Mayo is good. And then the last one's Anthony Weaver. I think Anthony Weaver, he was DC in Miami just now, but he coached the Ravens and the Texans prior. He's coached some really good people. He's energy guy, incredible coach. He's going to get a DC job somewhere, I can only assume. And, you know, if the Packers choose one of the people that we're already interviewing over somebody like him, that is crazy. Like there's so many legitimate coaches in this hiring cycle. You know, we can go back to the LaFleur thing. Like, who are we going to get that's better? I don't know a better coaching crop, like free agency class that I've ever seen. So, like, there's people out there.
Like, don't get me wrong. I do not think he's the greatest coach of all time. We just act like because he had Deshaun Watson, Kevin Stefanski doesn't have 2 Coach of the Year awards. And I understand that award doesn't mean gospel, but dude turned around the Browns in a fucking year and nobody cares anymore.
And people have zero respect for John Harbaugh, I feel like. No, people have actually zero respect for Pete Carroll. He's fully done, which is fine if you think he's not a good coach. But the fact that no one's even like, I don't know, acting like, okay, yeah, he's done. Thank God he's out of the league. Like he is one of the most accomplished head coaches of all time. So
I'd love him as DC, to be honest.
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Talk about an energy guy.
That would be very interesting. I don't hate that either.
He was on my list.
Okay. Any other people that we haven't talked about on the list?
I have some fun ones. Go ahead, Trevor. Because
I have a fun one too. I want to see how red Tom Coughlin's face gets. So I don't know if he's ever coached a defense, but I just saw Tom Coughlin in the cold in my head that made me laugh a little bit.
Boy, talk about people who are just hated. Like
big time.
He's the worst. He's the worst. But yeah, sure. Why not? He would make Matt LaFleur cry day one, though.
Talk about guys who don't have defensive coordinator experience. I was always a Tom Cable fan back when he was coaching the Raiders. I think he's an offensive guy, but he would be great.
Sure.
These are kind of my nostalgia picks. Like Mike Singletary, no bigger psycho than him. He would get everything pumped up. And then a guy who, like, I understand why he was in the NFL, I guess, after his thing. Like, let's get Greg Williams on the staff, man.
Boy, I mean, you're speaking my language.
You're right.
You kill the head of the body will die. Let's get that guy. Right. Absolutely. Right. Talk about energy, can fire up the boys.
Right.
Hey, put money on the line. It's fine now.
My other 2 old guys were Wade Phillips, who again probably is out of the NFL, but it'd be great. And the guy I'm going to continue to bring up, again, I don't know that he ever comes back to the NFL. I'm going to continue to bring up every time we need a defense coordinator, is Lovie Smith. I love Lovie Smith. I've always loved him. Loved him in Chicago. And then this is a fun one. This is a 0% chance of happening, but we want to talk about psychopaths. We need to look into the college basketball sphere and get Kelvin Sampson from Houston. I mean, there's a connection there. I mean, he used to coach the Bucks, so there's a little Wisconsin connection there. That would be develop. Right. I mean, Izzo would be great.
Izzo would be very good. I'd like to see what he could do.
Yeah. But my heart that maybe I think he gets a DC job one time. I don't know if it's not. I hate seeing him on the Chicago sidelines. Al Harris, love to have Al Harris on the team. But that he's probably not ready for a DC job yet. I just don't love seeing him. I do not like seeing him in Chicago.
I agree. He's getting interviews. I don't think he's ready for this type of opportunity.
Right.
I think he could be a DC somewhere.
Yes.
For this one, I don't think he could do it.
Right. Yeah. Another psycho college basketball sphere that'd be fun. Who's probably wonder might be on his way out sooner than later. Shaka Smart at Marquette. That'd be fun.
No,
if we want to talk about real psychos, Shaka Smart's a psycho.
Yeah. What about Pitino? Why not? He can orchestrate some stuff.
We hired the son.
So Pitino's incredible. I got a side note here. I got a book for Christmas that's about Pitino, the scandal at Louisville with Pitino. It's a pretty good book.
I'm sure there's some good stories.
Yeah.
Just from what I already know. Yeah.
Yeah. Another psycho, George Karl, would be great. Now I'm going to basketball. But George Karl,
you've been in basketball for a while.
Yeah.
Sure. I think maybe Carmelo will join his staff. Never
right.
know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that. I think that bridge is burned.
No, they could repair it. But yeah, there's a lot of experience out there that we can go to. We don't need to take a chance if we don't want to. We can take a sure thing if we would like to, if we can put ego aside for a couple things, but I don't think we can. If we want to take a chance, maybe Shula's kid, not kid, grandkid, wants a different opportunity. Probably not, but I don't know. He would have been a good head coach. I would have been fine with that too. Tomlin, why not? Maybe he wants to step in at DC.
Another psycho.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many people out there that we can at least bring in for an interview, and why wouldn't you interview them?
Right. Correct.
Right now we got 5. We got 3 outside. One of them is Jonathan Gannon. The other 2 are not even former head coaches. So I don't know. What's our confidence level? Honestly.
I don't get it, man. Why, like, you're listing all these coaches. Why does some of these coaches get basically blackballed for doing nothing wrong? Like, you talked about Lovie Smith. He had the Bears at the highest they've been since Ditka, honestly, and probably still has. Nobody talks about Lovie Smith anymore.
Love Lovie.
Not at all. I love Lovie. He's a good coach too.
He was. I was reading it this morning. He was Badgers linebacker coach back in the day too. So that
really?
In there, yeah, like in the 90s.
Well, remember the Badgers have had some crazy coaches because remember they had one of the brothers. Who are the brothers in the NBA?
Stan Van Gundy.
Oh, yeah, the Van Gundys.
One of the Van Gundys.
Talk about 2 more psychos.
Yeah, let's get Jeff. Why not? Jeff would be a good GM, I feel like.
Agreed.
Imagine there's a fight and Jeff holds on to somebody, Michael Parsons' leg again.
Another all-time clip. Jeff hold on to Alonzo Mourning's leg.
Yeah. But yeah, there's opportunities here. I don't know. Here's the thing. Given the past history of what we have done in the hiring process, it feels like there needs to be a direct connection.
Yeah,
with a head coach. Yep. Like I feel like it's going to be someone LaFleur has already worked with before. So, to be completely honest, I think the front runner for me is probably Christian Parker.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be someone who LaFleur's worked with before, and the fact that he worked with him in Green Bay is going to be good.
Which again, I think it's fine, but it doesn't move the needle, right?
No, and you're taking a chance. He could be incredible, and if he is, again, we're doing this again in 2 years. Then,
right, correct.
Which there's worse things,
right?
But there's just so many culture changers, and I understand you don't want to make that move as a DC as a culture changer usually, but we didn't do it at head coach, so we got to do it somewhere.
Yep.
So any way we can shake up the staff, we got to do it. Like we need a Wink, we need any former head coach, any veteran. We just need that. I don't know.
Kind of going back to your talk about McDaniel, I saw a tweet. Somebody said giving Harbaugh McDaniel is like giving a gorilla a jetpack. That's what the Packers need. Give a gorilla a jetpack.
We don't have any gorillas either, though.
No, but give somebody a jetpack. I don't know. See what happens.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like giving a capuchin monkey a jetpack and they can't turn it on. It's kind of how it would feel like.
Schefter said that the Packers interviewed Al Harris. I didn't know
Okay.
that. I did not
Yeah,
see
what
that.
the fuck? I don't believe one word Schefter says.
No, he's been like his hit rate's been even worse than I
Yeah.
remember over the past like 2 years. It's been really bad.
Ever since that story came out that he uses his information to do his fantasy team first. Like, what a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, fair.
I get it because I'd probably do the same thing, but still, what a scumbag. That's what we need as a DC, a scumbag.
But also to go along with that news though, that he said that, like I used my news for that. He just made a big deal that he made the finals in his fantasy league for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we should put 2 and 2 together. Right. Be like, maybe he doesn't have the best news.
Also, like, that's a free league or like a $10 league.
Yeah, right.
There's no shot that's a high stakes league where it matters.
Do you guys ever
watch the ESPN one, so it kind of is big.
Do you guys ever watch the ESPN fantasy football like before kickoff?
No.
Half that show is just them talking about their league. Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
That's why no one watches. No one, like, that's the least exciting thing or interesting thing is to hear anybody talk about their fantasy league.
Agreed.
And we do it sometimes too, but truly, it's never interesting unless it's something like crazy unique.
Right.
And it never is on that show, I can assume. Anything else before we got out of here other than, hey, if anyone at the Packers are listening and you need a hiring committee, let us talk to some people. We can do it.
I'll get Greg Williams here right now.
Where is you, Trevor? You say what you got to say. I'm going to look for Greg Williams.
He's
It's absolutely crazy. Like you talked about on the Flurry Sports podcast. And obviously, you find a lot of these guys. You know, Luke, you find a lot of these guys. Like I'm not finding a ton of these guys on my own, but like the hit rate, like you said, is fucking wild, man. Not only like in the first 3 rounds, but like Marcus Jones is now one of the best returners in the game and kind of a decent cornerback for the Patriots. Like Zion McCollum until he got hurt, like everybody's like, wow, where did this guy come from? Like, holy shit, like the hit rate's crazy.
Jalen Petrie, we talked about him last week.
Petrie, Togiai is making plays in Houston as well. Greg Williams is the defensive coordinator for Tennessee State.
Yeah.
I would have said William and Mary, and I would have believed you. That makes sense.
They had to.
He was just the Jets DC, too. Like 5 years ago, maybe he's a Jets DC?
Yeah. It's been a little bit, but why can't I find like their record? Like, I feel like they had to have been very good, right? Or giving up no points.
Probably no points. Probably they throw so many interceptions, they put his defense behind the sticks.
Last year was his first year with them, so now he gets his recruiting class. So we'll see what happens. They were 2-10 this year, so not great.
Probably played a lot of good non-conference teams though, like Alabama and all that shit.
I probably the best non-conference games because you know what, those 2 wins came non-conference. They were winless in conference, which those are the toughest ones. They did have to play NDSU. That's tough. That's tough. They lost 59-3. Tough to slow them down. Yeah, to be completely honest, I mean, that's his final game of the year. They played their final game of the year on the 22nd of November. And hey, they lost to KG Affair 7-6.
Yeah.
That's Greg Williams football. That can't blame him on that one.
Correct.
So, you know what? Boys came to play on the defensive side of the ball. That's Charleston Southern. That's not a scrub.
We want to talk about Green Bay connections. Let's take let's just fire the whole staff and just have Tony Bennett run everything. We're 11 minute offensive possessions. We're not giving up anything on defense. We're winning these games 6-0.
For sure. I'm fully on board. Yeah. Honestly.
It's crazy how him and Jay Wright just saw NIL coming and said, I don't want to deal with that. Noped out. And guess what? It's better for both of them, even though nobody on the planet knows where Tony Bennett is right now.
Do you remember? I don't know if it was us 3 on the show or Zach. I know I talked to you about it, but it was Tony Bennett, Roy Williams, Coach K, Jay Wright, all left like within a year of each other. I'm like, there's something going on, and it ended up being NIL.
And now we
Yeah.
have fucking Charles
Saban.
Bediako coming back,
Right,
and he's played
right.
the G League for 3 years. It's like, good
Yeah.
God,
That's crazy.
guys, do something.
We can see some of them come back once they figure out the rules, maybe a little bit. But yeah, why blemish your record right now?
Yep.
Why do like what Dabo Sweeney's doing?
Right.
Is absolutely destroying your reputation down in Clemson, and hoping he withstands it. I don't know.
Is there any potential like college guys that make a jump to the NFL? Not, I guess we're just talking football in general here, not necessarily for the
Right.
Packers DC, but just anywhere in the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many reputable, experienced coaching like candidates available that no one's talking about anybody from college this year. That
Right.
tells you like how good this crop is. I mean, Wink Martindale.
Yeah, I guess.
That's all I got.
Yeah,
Or maybe Matt Patricia comes back or something. I don't know.
I'd love that.
He has a
But head coach, I don't know.
Wisconsin connection. He wouldn't ever come back. But Dave Aranda could be fun. Kick the tires on that again.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah, that wouldn't be a terrible one. Shit, maybe Barry Alvarez. Why not? Run the football.
Can we just imagine how great it would be? I want to see Rex Ryan on a Wisconsin Badger sideline as the head coach in the Barry Alvarez sweater. That would be the look of the century for a college football head coach.
That would be that'd be good.
I agree. Like we've hit this Rex Ryan thing pretty hard, but when we're talking about training camp and the kids have the bikes out and you see Rex Ryan on a 2-year-old's bike.
Well, Rob's gonna be pedaling his fucking ass off. You know? Honestly, it's not the Green Bay thing to do, but it would be such a breath of fresh air to have Rex Ryan at head coach. It would just change everything. And he would respect the fuck out of Green Bay because he respects the history of football.
Yeah.
And even if he became defensive coordinator, he'd do like he did in New York. He'd take a lot of eyes off of Matt LaFleur's job and put it all on Rex Ryan, which LaFleur kind of needs right now.
Yeah. The other thing that I would like for like a former head coach to come back and do it, like Packers are working towards it perfectly. If we didn't extend both Goot and LaFleur, like can them both and bring in Bill.
Yeah, be fun.
That's one of the jobs Belichick would take because, again, the history of football. He would absolutely love that. And we'd have Steve fucking licking windows downtown Green Bay.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Too.
Yeah.
You know, why not? I don't. There's so many good options, but we're going to go with some no-namer. Who knows? Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, again, like I agree with you. We're going to go with some no-namer. It's not going to. But again, I think it's fine. It just doesn't move the needle.
It might be fine. It might be bad. But why take the chance? Why not just go with the sure thing? That's the only thing.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's ego and potentially, and I hope this isn't the case, but it probably is with Green Bay. They probably don't want to pay a coordinator.
For sure.
No.
This is a I don't know ball kind of thing. But we see like some of these, I'll say bad NFL quarterbacks like become good coaches, good offense coordinators. No quarterback like ever becomes a defense coordinator. I feel like quarterbacks would be great defense coordinators.
Yeah, I mean they know. Yeah, I completely agree. You see defensive people be offensive coaches all the time, but like you never see the quarterback go over.
Packers brought in Saleh to be an offensive assistant last year, or whatever that was.
Yeah, that happens all the time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know of an example of a quarterback doing anything on the defensive side of the ball. Maybe passing game coordinator on defense, I guess. But like Tom Brady calling defenses would probably be very, very good.
I mean,
Peyton Manning.
I was gonna say Peyton Manning is like the biggest nerd in football history. He'd be a great coordinator.
Yeah, he knows how to beat every defense.
Correct.
I need Peyton and Eli to be the offensive defensive coordinators, and then they switch whenever they feel like it. That would be a great bit.
It's a good bit.
And then we get Arch maybe too.
Right.
That's all we need. You
know what I was thinking of as a great bit the other day? And probably because I was watching Now You See Me 3. Magicians, if they like acted like oh my God, the trick worked on every single one of their tricks, that'd be a great bit.
It would be a good one.
Yeah.
I agree. There should be more surprise magicians.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god! I don't know
Can't
how
believe
I
that
did
worked.
Yeah.
or
Just
or
panicking.
for shit magicians that like know their audience, like the ones that like they set up the trick and you're like, oh, this is gonna be good, and then they just throw up a sheet and then run away.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to do.
I have a bone to pick with you, Zach.
Okay.
Going back to our last show, I have an update on my Quick Trip situation.
Okay.
I went to lunch today. I went to go pick up lunch at Quick Trip.
Uh-huh.
There was no parking available. I made my own spot on the far end.
Good.
I
Yeah.
walked past. I counted 8 people in their cars sitting and eating.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's
a
a
lot.
lot. Yeah, you should have got there earlier, man. I don't know. That's crazy.
I don't know. That's a different world than I live in, obviously.
That's too many. I kind of was exaggerating when we talked about it last time because
Yeah.
I don't have the patience to do that either. I want to keep it moving, but
8.
Eight
that's
is
a lot.
funny.
That's crazy.
8 is funny.
What was the? Isn't there like a good deal on Wednesdays normally? What was the deal today for food?
Oh, I don't know. I just grabbed a coffee and an apple or something.
Okay.
I can
I'm just wondering if
research
it's
this
like
for you guys.
something messy.
Back in the
something
day-
they have to.
Back in the day, it used to be, I think it was Tuesday, $1.99 barbecue rib. That was great.
Yep.
Deal.
That's still
Used to be dollar pizza slices on Wednesdays too.
Oh yeah,
That was good.
I think that's still going on. Also,
That was during my college.
have you tried the Philly cheesesteak egg roll?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, it's exactly what you think a Philly cheesesteak egg roll would taste like. I was
Yeah,
surprised
it's
by
what-
that.
I know it's very good.
So now they have a new $7 lunch combo, so that doesn't help you. And it looks like $1.79 corn dogs, $1.79 barbecue rib sandwiches. Yeah, you were screwed from the get go.
But I mean, corn dog is the ultimate drive and eat food, though.
That's what I'm saying. All
Yeah.
the hot food is.
Not all of it. Not like their chicken tenders are too big.
Yeah,
If you're trying to drive and eat, if you want to dip it in anything, if you don't, then go ahead. But if you're wanting to dip it, then
I have
don't know.
experience like driving through like a blizzard with a thing of chicken nugget or chicken tenders on my lap and buffalo sauce on the passenger seat, and I'm dipping and trying to drive, sliding. Yeah.
I'm not saying I've never done it,
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying I've probably driven and eaten them more often than I've stayed put and eaten them.
Yeah.
But you probably should stay put and eat them, would be my guess. And again, I think I said this last time. You got to finish your beer before you leave the parking lot too.
Yeah, I
so,
guess. That's fair.
depending on if there's good liquor deals, you got to stay there and finish that. Maybe get an Imperial Shandy. Not sure if you got one of those from Liney's yet.
I have not.
Summer Shandy, but they pumped that bitch up to I think 8%.
Oh, hell
alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah. If you like Summer Shandy, but you actually want to get drunk, that's it.
That's a great
Did
one
you-
for have 2 or 3 of them on the boat in the middle of winter. Or in the middle of summer, not in winter.
I mean, either way, yeah. Warm
Did you
yourself
guys
up.
hear the story about Signetti and how when there was like some fundraiser at a brewery, he referred to them not by name but by alcohol content?
No, that's good.
It's a fun guy.
See, like you just need a head coach that's like character is the wrong word, but they're just a force of nature. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what we
Yeah.
need.
By the
Him
way,
yelling at his player after the pick in the championship, which, to be fair, because the player did put him in a tough position, but like,
Yeah.
dude's not losing to the Bears. Like, there's
No.
no way he goes till the fucking end.
Ben Johnson today, the clip that was going viral, and some people criticize him for it, and it's not. This is what I want. It's like, how do you build on this year? And he says, you don't. We start at the bottom. That pissed me off because I'm like, son of a bitch. He's actually leading this team the correct way. That's not good.
I know.
It makes me feel like they're not going to fully regress next year.
No,
Agreed.
they
Might
will.
not be as
Ryan
good,
Poles
but they're-
sucks.
Ryan Poles has made some good moves, but I think overall he sucks. I agree with you, Trevor.
Probably, but I mean, if last offseason was his decision, like the way he traded for offensive line, did all that, then he made good decisions. Or Ben Johnson was given the keys, and that's probably
That's
the
true.
worst case scenario.
And again, yeah, to be
For
honest, and
us.
I don't want to turn this into talking Bears, but like, does all of it really matter? Because the Bears had this was their season. This was a great season for the Bears. They brought hope back to Chicago. Like, Brian Poles is going to hang his hat on that.
Oh, for Ryan Poole, yeah. I mean, he's safe. He's
Right.
safe. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But my thoughts of the Bears having a one and done and fully regressing, missing the playoffs, certainly could still happen. We'll see what they do at quarterback and we'll see what Caleb does. But I don't have any confidence that the Bears are going to fall off.
It's still the Bears. It's still the Bears.
I have two things before we get out here.
Still, the Bears just got the second seed in the NFC.
Yeah. So usually it takes like every 3 years I just get enamored with like a college football player. I'm like, we have to have him. I think he's going to be incredible for his whole career. And they usually turn out pretty bad. Darius Hayward-Bay was an example. Kadarius Toney was an example. I'm in on Malachi Toney.
He's a good football
because
player.
Of last name?
Probably. That's probably my dog brain going. But you watch him, that guy's electric.
He will be very good if put in the right system.
Right.
Like he's just a good football player. Get the ball in his hands and let him work.
Right.
I could say the same about Matthew Golden potentially. I don't think Matthew Golden's as talented as Toney, but yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have. I mean, you've talked about this since the existence of the show as well. That we just need like a burner. We need somebody who's fast as shit, get the ball in his hands and let him work. And we don't really have that even still. I understand Matthew Golden's really fast, but he doesn't play as fast as he actually is. But we still don't have that gadget speed guy. Throw a screen to him.
Yeah.
Go.
Now that I'm like talking it out here, like a lot of these guys, like the Darius Hayward-Bays and the Kadarius Toneys and the
Fast.
small, fast receiver. DeAnthony Thomas was another one that I was so in on. It's a good build. It's really fun.
Hey, everyone's got a little Al Davis in them, and you got a lot.
Yeah, I think what Al Davis tried to do in Vegas, like I build teams like Madden, right? Like, give me just speed kills. I agree with Al Davis 100%. It does. I think
if you get the right coaches, you can teach them how to be good football players.
Right.
You can't teach speed.
Never got that speed quarterback.
What's the second thing, Luke?
I was kind of getting your guys' thoughts on the Final Four here of the playoffs. I think leading into this, I think we talked about it. I've been rooting for the Rams. I like Stafford. I'm rooting for Devontae Adams. Lions fans are also rooting for him, that I just kind of realized. So that kind of like gets me off of the Rams because I hate Lions fans. But I think any of these four teams winning would be good. It's all like, if we're talking about like the narrative of the NFL this season, right? We talk about the Rams, where if it's Stafford, the Rams win, Stafford, Devontae Adams, probably Sean McVay are all Hall of Famer, like surefire Hall of Famers now, right?
Yep.
Seattle wins. It'd be really funny. Seattle wins. Sam Darnold wins with Minnesota giving up on him in favor of JJ McCarthy. New England, Vrabel going back would be fun. And then if Denver wins, winning with a backup quarterback, that's fun too. So I think there's four good stories here. I don't know if you guys are really picking any side here, or just wanting to watch good football. But I don't know. This should be a fun Final Four.
I'm mostly just in it for the good football, but it's also nice that, four of potentially the top 5 offensive lines in football are the four teams remaining.
Also, four really good defenses.
Yeah, that's it. Win the trenches. Win the trenches, force turnovers, get sacks.
Yeah.
It's not hard to find a winning recipe in football, but it's even easier to ignore it, as the Packers have shown.
Right. Yeah. And Zach, you talked about too, like, to win a Super Bowl, you either need a quarterback on a rookie deal or a quarterback that's playing like an MVP. Stafford and May are playing like MVPs. I guess Nix is on a rookie deal. I guess Darnold probably is getting paid a lot of money, but that defense makes up for it, right?
They have enough young players in Seattle, and they have enough sort of rejects, I guess, on their defense too.
Yeah, true.
Obviously they're not playing like it, but yeah, they got enough people on good, cheap contracts there, and McDonald is not as respected as he should be for his defensive play calling. He's good.
I'm going for the Patriots just because, well, one, I have a Drake May rookie card that has been skyrocketing in value since he's been good, but also because I think it's very funny now that it's not Tom Brady, who pissed me off, but it would be very funny for the Patriots to again like walk to a Super Bowl, and then everybody be like, it's going to happen again, like, and then we just focus on Drake May being the next Tom Brady. I think that's a good bit too.
Someone did bring up this, or I saw this tweet that I don't know if it's true. I didn't fact check it. I'm going by the internet, just believing everything I see. But right, the narrative around the Patriots is they haven't played anyone this year, and they have like a cakewalk, which is probably true. They haven't played a lot of good teams, but I think this is the 16th or 17th team they played this year. So that means like over half the league is bad. Which I guess is
Well,
true.
I think
Yeah.
almost every team in the NFL is bad right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I think I tweeted last week like Texans better start coming back, otherwise people are going to say they didn't beat a good team still.
Right.
Texans are a good team. Bills are a good team. They're not a great team. They're not a Super Bowl winning team. They're a good team. Patriots will play good teams. I mean, people need to relax.
Well, I mean, people act like suddenly Baltimore isn't a good team. They missed the playoffs, but like if they make that one kick, who's to say they don't beat Houston? And now it's suddenly the Ravens are away at the right time.
Was that this year with Isaiah Likely's foot was on the line, game winning touchdown, or was that last year?
Last year.
Okay.
Crazy.
I think he had
that was
another
last year already.
crazy play week 1 though.
He did. He dropped the pass. Remember that was the one where it would look completed, and then they said it was incomplete, and they lost the game because of that.
Isaiah Likely's a big week 1 guy.
He is, and next year he'll be a big week 1 guy somewhere else.
Also, this is like probably maybe throw in 1 or 2, but this is probably been the 4 best teams all year in the Final Four.
Yeah. Rams had a couple hiccups where people doubted them, but otherwise, yeah.
But really, as a whole,
100%. Yeah, I don't know anybody else who's been better. Everyone else has been extremely inconsistent.
Right.
Broncos, no one believed in, but they kept winning games.
Yeah.
Patriots, no one believed in, but they kept beating every bad team, I guess. Seahawks have quietly been not talked about, but dominant. And then Rams have been incredible until they weren't. And then they were. Panthers should have beat them.
Yeah, big time.
We should have Panthers in the NFC Championship, but oh well. Okay.
Seattle would have kicked the living shit out of the Panthers.
I'm not downing the Panthers. I feel like they'll make every game ugly.
They do what Dan Campbell wanted to do his first year with the Lions. They will drag you to the water and beat you to death out there.
No.
And they got Luke Kuechly calling shit on defense from God knows where.
Speaking of
He's
DCs. Oh.
I thought about him. I feel like he'll never coach anywhere except for Carolina.
No,
that's fair.
I would love him.
So when I was making up this list, sorry, I don't mean to make this go any longer, but I was making up this list of like maybe who are those psycho like linebackers or like guys from the 2000s that could be a psycho. Probably not a good coach, but a psycho. Like Brian Cushing, I always bring him up. Would be incredible. Ndamukong Suh would be incredible. Albert
not
Haynes
a linebacker,
would be incredible.
Yes.
I'm just thinking of the psycho.
Hainsworth as a coach would be
Bob Sanders would be a great one.
Bob Sanders is a psycho.
Yeah.
Who is the LaRon Landry?
Yeah. Darnell Dockett.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that had all the cheap hits on Washington when they were the Redskins? Merriweather? Was that his last name?
Merriweather.
Oh yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Destroyed Tom Brady's leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kiko Alonso.
Forgot about him.
Kiko Alonso. Screw that guy. I mean, why not Troy Polamalu?
Yeah.
He knows something. I don't know why he doesn't coach, but
yep.
Theoretically he would be great at it because he knows where the ball's going at all times, seemingly. James Harrison.
He would
him as a strength coach at least.
He would just, have everybody lift against him the whole time.
Vontaze.
He has a
Vontaze
job.
Would be good.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. I think he coached for the Raiders, didn't he?
Draymond would be great too. All right, I'm done.
Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks. I'm sure recapping the DC search, discussing the new DC, and maybe we'll start dipping our toes into the cap space, talking about the other thing. I suppose Trayvon Diggs was cut today by the Packers.
Yeah, they're one snap.
Surprising news of all time. He was due because the Packers didn't let waivers pass before, so we picked up the Cowboys contract, so we had to cut him.
Right, correct.
So not news, could potentially be back. Hope he's not.
Good football decision.
Correct. Good job. We made